Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Welcome back to Find the Sacred Stones. Yep, this is the entire map. Let's go to the Darkling Wood. Yep, we've done all the grinding we need for the units. We've got the supports unlocked. All that's left is to get to the end of the game. And yeah, this has been an interesting Let's Play, Obviously, because of scheduling, the upload schedule's been very sporadic, but hopefully Free Houses is a lot more consistent. I don't know about other games after that, but hopefully Binding Blade Hard Mode is, but we'll have to see. But, it's been a long journey, but Sacred Stones has been a lot of fun, just because of all the memes and stuff like that, and just seeing how units fare, but also realizing that fucking hell, Eirika Route Chapter 14 is the worst thing in the world. So yeah, now that we're off to Darkling Wood, we're off to destroy the Demon King, and also Sacred Stones remembered, oh wait, we're farming again, we've got to have dragons somehow. So yeah, this is where we actually see dragons as well. But the chapter itself we'll get into soon. It's very much just, typical endgame fare. A bit, again, compared to other farming games, it's a bit more underplayed, as in it's not so grand and epic, it's just a bit more foreboding. But then again, that could be said for the whole game. Like, the grandest part of the game, taking on, like, Grado and then Vols and Kaliak is over. This is kind of like, this is like more of a bittersweet ending because of all that happens. Most Fire Emblem end games are like, oh, really triumphant. Oh yeah, we won. This one, a bit more bittersweet because yeah, we won, but at what cost? As Hanzo would say, but at what cost? So yeah, we've got to stop the Demon King from surfacing. But as you could expect, we got to deal with his army of minions too. And oh boy. I thought I faced enough demons again after the training thing. I was sick of demons. I'm so sick of you. It's just, So yeah. Oh yeah, remember, this is the thing. So make sure you stocked up beforehand. Give your units all the weapons they need because there's no restocking here. I mean, you can always supply using the Lord, but still. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised considering Thingy's body that he's able to like sustain and be in Lyon's thing for that long, considering how huge and foreboding the Demon King is. Yeah. So, it's one of these fucking dragons. You know something? You don't have to be in every Fire Emblem game, We're doing fine without you, but no, you have to rear your ugly head. Could there ever be a Fire Emblem game without fucking dragons? I think we were close enough. Also, I don't understood. Why is he protecting the temple again? I swear he's meant to be against him. Hold on, I've got to read over this just to double check. Maybe he's doing it because, I don't know, that's just the way of things. Like, the fact that he's being reborn, maybe obviously we weren't good enough. Yeah. Again, he's saying he wants to confront him, but then you've got to fight him as a boss. Maybe it might be... Oh, he might be using Mirror. Yeah. Yeah, sorry I'm being a bit quiet. I just need to pay attention to this, because I'm a little bit confused. Maybe he, yeah. Okay, maybe he possessed him. Or something like that, like maybe he killed him and turned him into a husk. I don't know. Yeah, if anyone wants to elaborate in the comments, feel free to do so. But that's also Murph's dad. Yeah. Oh, poor little thing. Bless her soul. Yeah, she's still in this game. Yeah. Oh god, it's worse than before. It smells. He'll take care of everything. And then they're just there tugging at the necks. Yeah. Have a drink, Mirth. But I'm too young to drink. You're like 100,000 years old. Okay. Bless. Really, Mirth? It's like, I'm so happy. You don't look happy. I had to see Selena die. Oh, right. So he's not a true dad. Yeah, I see. He's her father, if you will. One day I hope to be like him. Well, Farming the Heroes Meta will make you like that. Especially early on, man. Mirth was like the best. Well, Mirth and Tiki were like the best dragon units to use. I don't know, it was pretty good too, but man, Mirth and Tiki were great. Mirth especially, he was like, because it had fury and everything. So anyway, yep. So, yeah. I guess he maybe killed him and turned him into like a husk or like something like that. And yeah, so Reef. Or Garnet, if you will. It's basically what I call them. Alright, so here we are. Chapter 20, Darkling Wood. Not a bad endgame. Alright, first of all, I like the atmosphere here. The use of the colouring, the more faded greens that look a bit more turquoise, the purple water. It's pretty cool. Enemy variety here, honest to God, it is good, but you're still facing gargoyle monsters. And look at those fucking stats. That is pathetic. Like, seriously, it's like, that is an embarrassment. That is a massive, massive embarrassment. It's unbelievable. So the enemies aren't too hard. Granted, the Cyclopses and some of the Centaurs can be a little dangerous, and Reeve can be... Alright, funny thing about Reeve, in the Japanese version, nearly all his stats are capped. So, in the Japanese version, he is really dangerous. But aside from that, in this, he's just kind of the same. Just have a good magic tank. But yeah, so... This area, it's decently open, but it's also got a lot of thickets and stuff like that to use as cover for yourself and the enemies. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn, for that one thing I forgot to turn the battle animation. So I'll turn it back on in a second if I remember. Oh god, what was it? Yeah, the chapter itself, obviously you can go about it various different ways. There's a lot to cover. I personally have the flyers go straight to the left, whereas the infantry go up to the right and then make our way around to the top center. And oh, there goes another one. So yeah, that's what I personally prefer to do. And yeah, I'm using Serene because, again, another flying unit. Of course I'm going to use that. Yeah, but the chapter's okay. It's just I wish the enemies were stronger because they're not. There's a lot of them, but they're not impressive. I'm sorry. They're just really underwhelming. The only ones that are impressive, oh, there goes Pierce, are the Gorgon eyes, the advanced Gorgon eyes. Because actually, sorry, not Gorgon eyes, the advanced eyeball things. Because they actually deal a decent amount of damage, even though they have good res. So they're okay, but everyone else is just not impressed. Also, again, the enemies are mostly docile, and again, I wish there was a bit more of an aggro to them. It would have just made them more aggressive and interesting. But for what it is, it's not bad. I just wish the enemies were strong. Again, it's just enemies. If it was Grado, they would have been more of a challenge because they have better stats and they usually have better weapons. But these ones, nope. Yeah, but I was also able to get Gilliam's axe rank to A. So yeah, you look at all these stats. Oh yeah, why do I have Natasha still? Because here's the thing, despite her bad thing, she's got good weapon rank, so she can at least use some of the better staff, so there's that. And Gilliam can now use the silver axe, which I'm very happy to do. Okay, give fucking General a silver axe? Hells yeah. That is just, yes. Speaking of which, I wonder how weapon ranks are going to progress in Free Houses. I reckon they'll have to level up quickly considering how the game is designed. Considering it wants to, it's giving you so much freedom. It would be so strange if they raised at such a slow pace. So yeah, that would be weird. There are some reinforcements in this map, but it's mostly just fluff. Yeah, the map itself is alright. Not the best, not the worst. Sacred Stone's the map design's kind of hit and miss. I think in terms of just overall Fire Emblem, it's on the better end of the... it's kind of in the middle, leaning more towards the better end of the spectrum, because Fire Emblem can get some really shitty with map design sometimes, overall, where, for example, Revelations, Binding Blade, what else is really bad map design, and stuff like that. I think it's in the same league as Path of Radiance. Good, overall, medium, leaning more towards good. Good to me is stuff like, Shadow Dragon, in terms of map design, What's It Face, and Conquest. That to me is stellar stuff. Is there any others? Blazing Sword is kind of like this, except a bit better. Birthright is kind of like this, except leaning more towards bad. Radiant Dawn is perfectly in the middle. It's a mix of both. Honestly, God, a mix of both. And 5 and 4, it's about the same, mix of both. They may be big maps, but sometimes they work around the size and they actually make it good. Other times, they really don't know what they're doing. But yeah, it's for that, it's Radiant Dawn's mixed bag. So I can't say, Awakening, it's the same as Birthright. Overall, no, actually, I'd say it's bad overall, just because most of the maps are just very empty and just route missions. So yeah, that doesn't help. Again, I am not impressed. But yeah, definitely have 1 to 2 ranged weapons, because that really helps. Just because a lot of enemies in this do have 1 to 2 ranged attacks, so might as well. But again, their stats are just so unimpressive. Sorry. Yep. I mean, again, I am slightly over-leveled, but even, like, be honest, ladies and gentlemen, even when you saw their stats, even the levels I had when I finished Chapter 19, I would have been perfectly fine, and oh boy. This poor thing. That Silverax just it killed him and then some. Good lord. Ugh. I wonder if Sacred Stones will ever get a remake, because obviously it's not a massive priority, because A, it's not one of the more popular part of the games, B, it's not Japan exclusive. I'm just curious if it ever will, because again, it has cult status, more so than Binding Blade, and it's one of the more well-received Fire Emblem games, but oh well, you know, doesn't mean much if you don't push the numbers. And also don't have as much franchise significance, because again, Sacred Stones isn't the most important entry in Fire Emblem, unlike, say, 7, Path of Radiance, Fire Emblem 4, and Awakening and stuff like that. It's not the most, like, it's not the most immaculate and, like, groundbreaking Fire Emblem game. Not that it's a bad thing. No, a lot of people really like Sacred Stones. I think it's one of the most well-received overall Fire Emblem games from, like, reviews and fan base. But again, it fails to really cement itself as one of the most important titles in the series. But you know, whatever. And more Cyclopses. Oh yeah, I finally get to use the damn warp stuff. Who do I warp in? I think it's... Oh, it's Joshua, yeah. Yeah, there we go. And again, if you use the... Yeah, that's the one thing. If you use the good stars, they give you good experience points. Oh, I'm sorry, Natasha, but again, those stats are just like, I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, I just want to go there and just straight up kill... Yeah, just kill them. Because, you know... Oh, if I had one more point in strength. I don't think this hits. No. I even like how the fact that the Gorgon's arms are snakes. If anything, I don't think the arms, I think it's just an extension of its hair, but I could be wrong. Again, that's clever sprite layering because of that. And then there goes Garcia. Again, I don't know what it is about warrior sprites, but I fucking love them. I know Berserkers are better, but oh my god, the warrior sprite is just... Ugh! So strong, like the spiked shoulders and everything, and just the broadness of them. Oh, yes, dude's using a sword. With my eye, I have a battle axe. Berserkers probably have the least amount of frames of animation on their sprites. They're just like, whoop, dump, dead. Yeah, more speed for Rust. That's what he definitely needs. I got Steel Sword. Yeah, no one's going to be using that except maybe me because of our low weapon ranks in swords. And there goes, yeah, Garrick. Okay. Yeah, but again, I did mention, I do like the atmosphere here. I don't know, it's just the right amount of colorization where it looks more distorted than dark, but I like that. Again, you get the feeling this is like otherworldly, but it's not like, oh, just evil dimension and stuff like that. Oh, there goes another crit. Go Nimi. Yeah, again, some of the colorization is really, really nice. Again, I always compliment Sacred Stones. I do think it was the best looking of the GBA Fire Emblem games. Overall, I mean, Binding Blade, obviously, because you know it. Nice. Because it started the trend with the sprite, so obviously that it gets props for that, plus the field sprite is just beautiful. But Sacred Stone is like, there's extra depth of field on the colorizing, there's more layers of color. There's just more, there's just better effects. Again, some of the new animations are really nice too for some of like the other classes. And, you know, some of the enemies as well. Again, there's just a lot more sprites on display that looks nicer. And again, there's just more depth to the coloring. Because again, they use a lot more shadows, they use a lot more layers, and I really... Again, it's the little things, but you notice them, especially with like character portraits. Like you notice Eirika's different shades in her hair. Even like, you know, these sprites and stuff like that. You look at all the different types of color there is surrounding, you know, the centaur, and like the different shades of purple around him. It's cool. It's cool. It's the little things that you notice, but they are nice. Again, the eyeballs. And Josh was like, nah, I'm alright. Sorry, tiny bit on the exhausted side still. Because basically, you know, ever since the last training tower bit, I've just been recording these non-stop. So, yeah, my voices are getting a bit... And I've got a live stream later today. That's going to be fun, because again, we're doing the Dawn Brigade... No, not the Dawn Brigade. We're doing the Guerrilla Mercenaries, and I actually get to use good units for once. Ah! Yeah, that's going to be fun. I mean, by the time it's uploaded, I would have done that part, so you know how I feel towards it. Oh, use some warp again. I figured, might as well. And I have the warp stuff, might as well use it. Because that's something in Fire Emblem, especially like the ones I revisit. The more I revisit Fire Emblem games, the less stingy I am with weapons. Like, for God's sake, I have these weapons, fucking use them. Because again, they're there for a reason. Obviously, I don't use them just the second I get them. I save them, but use them at the end of the day, because I cannot count the number of time of my farming games where I've got so many different staffs that I just don't touch. I'm like, why not? They're there, use them. Sometimes you imagine something maybe not need them, but they're there. Might as well make use out of them. So I have a warp staff. Use it. Sometimes I don't need to use rescue, but use warp at least. Oh, and there's a level up for Serene. Nice, very nice. Again, when it comes to Pegasus Knight, I'll always take the extra strength, or in this case, a Falcon Knight. I'm surprised someone. No, that was against Vanessa. Yeah. If only I had one more point in strength. And for some reason I just stopped. I derped. I was like, huh? Also, I forgot, Reeve does move. So, yeah. Cormac's going to be in for quite the thing in a second. Well, soon enough, but, we'll see how he fares. He still has a really shit res stat. I think it's like 4. I think. Yeah, he's definitely gone. And there we go. This was Rutger, that'd be 45. But this is not. Again, I'd love to see what Blazing Sword and thing would be like if you applied those values again, or gave classes some different skills and stuff like that. Because, like, could you imagine, like, if Lynn promoted and she had, like, plus 30 crit? That would be really interesting, especially if, like, let's say, for instance, in the case of Lynn. Oh, God, Garrick. Well, I think Garrick has, like, got just as good, if not better HP than Gilliam. Holy shit, man. Someone's bulky. But as I was saying, so could you imagine if Eirika, upon promote... Oh, there goes another crit. I'm pretty sure that's a crit, because it's just the way the animation looked. But imagine if Eirika, upon promotion, she had bows, but instead of being foot, she became like she is in Heroes, the Brave variant. So she's got bows and... Oh, there we go. She's got bows, swords, and a mount. So obviously the mount will help her utility quite a bit. Or just stuff like that. But then she also gets the additional critical chance, like a really high crit. That could be help her. I don't know if it would necessarily make her good if it's still the same philosophy of just a shit ton of things. But it could help her if, like, bows did triple damage and she critted a lot. Like, she would be able to absolutely decimate wyverns. But again, I don't know. She still have the sword problems. But even as a sword user, she might be able to just crit her enemies very, very often. And again, if triple damage, her Manikati might be really useful against, like, say, just some mounted units or some generals and stuff like that. So, again, that could be interesting to explore if, that happened with Lynn. But, like, I'm trying to think of other skills that classes have and how they could be used in older Fire Emblem games like this and so on. Like, if you had other skills, like, well, to be honest, Wary Fighter would be pointless in this game because the enemies are really fucking slow, so they'd have to buff the enemies to make it count. But, like, obviously Sword Masters having Astra, that could be pretty interesting. Especially because, some of the things have higher, like, against, like, Joshua and Marissa having Astra, that could be useful, especially, I'd say, like, against some of the bosses, having Astra be pretty useful, just because you don't want them to retaliate. Like, going up against Kaliak and stuff like that, so there's that. Paladins could have Aegis, which would make Seth even better, just so he can negate more damage, and so he could really solo the game. Like, really, really solo the game. Great Knights have Luna, which again, that could be helpful for, like, let's say some of the, like, maybe some characters get strength screwed, like Franz, or Ford, or Carl, or Amelia get strength screwed, but they become a Great Knight, and so Luna bypasses the defense of the enemy, so that could be useful, could help strength screwed units. I mean, Paladin would be better just because of the higher move, but it would be something. Also, if they don't get the move enough, so they stay at 7 move, that could also be useful. That could help basically make it less one-sided, so that could be useful too. I'm trying to think. Other characters like Pegasus Knights, what do they have? Well, if they had Gale Force, that speaks for itself, but I don't think that's the case. Or let's say maybe they have Stun. That could be useful too if they have Stun, especially if, like, they're going up against Gargoyles, because the Gargoyles are a bit stronger and a bit bulkier. Yeah, so there's Reeve, and ouch. So yeah, that hurt. It's so weird seeing, like, a bishop as an enemy. You'd think he'd be like a dark mage or something, like a druid or a sorcerer. But no, he's a, Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop it here for now, but when we come back, we're literally going to take down Reeve the second we start, and then after that, we are going to finish up with the rest of the chapter, and then head on to face the Demon King. But until then, thank you very much for watching, I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care.